Gravity Falls, a show about two brother and sister twins who spend the summer with their con artist uncle in a supernatural mysterious town. Has become almost everyone's favorite show. But, I mean, can you really blame anyone? This show has almost no bad episodes. Every episode is either great or good. And today, I thought it'd be the best time to talk about what, for me, are my top 5 favorite episodes of the series. Because there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Gravity Falls. Because, well, I love this series so much.
Ha! Fat chance! I'm the master of the mind!
There are a lot of episodes in Gravity Falls, and pretty much all of them are perfect. There isn't a bad episode. There aren't even very many mediocre episodes. So today, I'm going to talk about what are my top favorite episodes. Also, I feel before we get into this video, I should put a huge spoiler warning. There will be spoilers in here, so if you haven't seen the show, click away, because I will be going over a lot of spoiler stuff. Number 5. Fight Fighters. Everyone played or either heard of Street Fighter, and this episode catches the feeling of playing the games perfectly. In this episode, Dipper brings to life a video game character and uses him to get back at Robbie. This episode is amazing in its animation. The way the video game character moves and interacts with the world is just beyond perfect. It really captures that feeling of playing old retro Street Fighter games that, well, for me, I just love. Street Fighter is probably one of the, for me, best arcade games that will ever be. I love it. And all the jokes in here are just perfect to capturing that amazing Street Fighter feel. It is probably one of the best and most unique episodes that Gravity Falls had done, and for me, is just a huge personal favorite. Not for everyone, but great for me.
Have a taco.
Place it on the floor.
So yeah, there's not much more to say about this episode. The animation, voice acting, just attention to everything is beyond perfect and just amazing.
I said stay still.
This is a...
Number 4. Tale of Two Stans. Stan has always been seen as more or less a one-dimensional character. He's a con artist, that's it, enough said. But in the episode Tale of Two Stans, we get to see the other side of Stan, how he got to Gravity Falls, and the more tragic yet, at the same time, comedic side of how he interacted with his family. How did Stan come to be Stan? How did he end up in Gravity Falls? All these questions and more were answered in this episode. Definitely one of the more emotional episodes, but still has enough comedy to keep us interested, and is just great. This episode is definitely one of the best examples of how characters can interact. How characters can have more emotion than you may think.
I don't know if this is good or bad.
Yeah, I liked the way things were here before.
This episode definitely starts us off to see where the show is heading for its final piece, and it is an adventure that you are strapped in from the beginning to the middle. It's definitely one of my more favorite episodes, and was without a doubt probably one of the more rewatchable episodes of the series. Just enough comedy and seriousness to keep you interested from start to finish.
From the kids. I don't want them in danger.
Number 3. Weirdmageddon Part 3, Take Back the Falls. Well, I mean, it's kind of a given that the final episode would be on this list, because, well, it's the conclusion of the everything that the series has been led up to. It's apocalyptic, it's epic, it's actionly, funny, sad, all mashed into one beautiful episode. It plays on so many apocalypse movies like Mad Max, The Walking Dead, just any end of the world scenario you can think of. This episode parodies it and does it amazingly. It is one of the perfect ties to one of the most epic battles and over-the-top ways you can expect it. But at the same time, it has to be emotional. It's the end of the show. Every character has to be given a send-off that feels proper, or the whole show just wouldn't work. And in my personal opinion, it's done very beautifully. You care for every character by here. You've laughed with them, you've cried with them, everything. And it all pays off amazingly in the final episode. Number 2. Gideon Rises. Wow. This is the end of Season 1, and Season 1 went off with a bang. So, Dipper and Mabel are forced to have to leave Gravity Falls because Gideon takes over the Mystery Shack. It's a shocker. When they leave, he has to hunt them down in a giant robot to get something back from Dipper. This episode is just amazing. The final showdown is so epic yet hilarious at the same time, and you just can't help but look at the screen and experience everything that characters are going through. Perfect tie-off to Season 1, and leaves you super excited for what's to come in Season 2. And how can you see what's happening? Well, you just gotta keep watching and wait for Season 2. We have so many questions answered here, like what's in the basement, what's the journals, and it starts to tie into who's the author and answers a lot of questions that you are super excited for. And number 1. For me, there's no doubt it's not what he seems. Not what he seems. Well, what can we say about this episode? First, ask yourself a question. Has any show, especially a cartoon, TV, kid show, ever made you question and rethink everything you thought about a character? Well, not really, especially not for me. And Not What He Seems, we have to really rethink about Stan. Dipper and Mabel start to dive deeper into who is Stan and all the crimes he's committed. And we're sucked in for the entire ride. We finally get to see the whole answer to what's in the basement, what Stan been building, and he forces you to have to trust him by just saying, you gotta trust me. He's pulled so many people and so many groups into that by just using that one line that we're not sure if we should be confused or sucked into. We start to wonder if we should trust Stan. What's gonna happen if we don't? It's all so well done and leads up to one of the biggest moments, I think, in Gravity Falls' history. Everyone loved the final scene where Mabel has to make her choice if she should trust Grunkle Stan. It is just beyond amazing and well done, and for me, it's my favorite moment in Gravity Falls. It gives me goosebumps still to this day. Every time I see the moment, I just can't help but get goosebumps. We don't know if we ourselves should trust Stan. He's a con artist. Should we trust him? Will Disney actually twist us like this? So many things revealed in this episode. And the biggest one, I think, is the author's identity. It is just done amazingly. So there you have it. Those are in my personal opinion, top 5 Gravity Falls episodes. Man, I'm really gonna miss this show. I'm so sad that's over, but at the same time, optimistic and happy it did end. It showed that they really cared about the show and not about the money or the profit it made. They didn't keep the show going until there was nothing left in it and everyone hated it, like certain shows like SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents. They ended it right when it was necessary and right when the story was over and there was nothing left to tell. They did it for the pure love, and I congratulate them for that. Sad to see the show go, but happy it finished on such a high note and had such an amazing 2 seasons. Everyone loves the show, and I'm so happy it came out and inspired so many to be more creative in the world.